your childhood, you had to do what you did in order to survive. And, you asked about my story, and I don't want to kind of like skip over that question.
No.
I would say for me, and again, it's just to show how different the stories could be, our situations, our lives could be.
Yeah.
You and I might exhibit the same behavior, right? Of like perfectionism and overachieving. So for me, definitely took a lot of time to realize this. Because I was definitely one of those people who, I think it's like an unspoken group of us who are kind of like, nah, I don't think I had trauma in my childhood. My parents are great. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That kind of gets in the way. But for me, it was, I immigrated here when I was about 6.5 years old. And I think that immigration had a deeper impact on me than I realized for a while. I was an only child. So again, like, look at how opposite our stories are, right? Like, I'm an only child. My parents, have always kind of been very adoring. But when we moved here, my mom really struggled emotionally. My dad, had to work. And I needed to fit in, and I didn't speak the language. And I went from kind of being like praised and told how smart I am to like, oh, I'm struggling here. Like, I can't speak the language. I'm in first grade. And so I think that's when I kicked into that overachieving. And I think for me, it was like, to feel equal, I needed to overachieve. And so like, I needed to get the highest grade to feel like an equal. And at the same time, I saw how much my parents were struggling. And I remember like being like, I don't want to stress them out. I don't want to tell them my problems. I don't want to add to their burden. And that kind of has been the theme of like, I don't need to support me. I got this. Like, I'll just figure it out on my own. And again, brilliant survival mechanism, really helped me so much in many areas of my life. Definitely got me to that point where I'm like, whose life is this?
Wow.
Both.
Yeah. You hit on something that was like, something that's real that I've heard a lot is I don't want to bother them. Like, that is massive. Like, it took me a while to realize like, oh no, I got like that parent, that didn't have that time. I'm like, well, she's stressed and she's this and she's that. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm good. And it could affect even your adult relationships. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm good. Like, in terms of what, like, love languages, I'm like, when a woman tells me, oh, I'm acts of service, I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, I'm good at washing dishes, but I'll wash my own dishes and you wash your dishes and that'll be fine. It's like, don't worry about me. I got like, and they'll like try to fold my clothes. I'm like, no, it's fine. I got it. But if you fold your clothes, then I got to fold your clothes. And it's like something, it's like, it's interesting how it plays out with that hyper independence and how that could play into the future. But you hit on something that I think everyone needs to really digest. I'm talking to people in the back as well, is that give yourself compassion to the parts that, helped you get here. It's easy to beat yourself up. It's easy to say, oh my God, is the problem that I'm this way? There's the problem where I'm all this. Like, I fucking love that I'm driven as book. Like, I've been able to get out of a lot of hairy situations and I trust myself. But now it gets to an exciting era where, like, how do I do this in an efficient manner and a self-sustaining manner? And if anything, can I do this in an abundant manner? Because I already know how, because I have this inherent, like, from my childhood, which thank you, younger me, for holding it down. But, like, I'm still going to, honor that while doing this in a more efficient manner that's really for that kid as well. Like, so I love that that's the first step. That's gorgeous. Like, the amount of people are probably so hard on themselves. I can imagine like your clients just being like, oh my God, thank you much. It's like, I'm like, you're right. I do love me. Give yourself that hug, which is so
the biggest
impactful
thing. Yeah, I will say it's so fascinating to watch because like in one session, it creates a massive internal shift. I do just need to call out one thing because sometimes when I talk about this in like my own journey and your wounding kind of being similar to mine, there might be a group of people that feel a little left out because I just hear this from clients all the time. Yeah. I hear from clients all the time. It's like, yeah, but your survival strategies are overachieving and performing and, doing too much. I wish that was my survival strategies. Mine are shutting down. Mine are not doing enough. Mine are not taking action, or mine are like pushing people away, or things that are just, I want to acknowledge that there's certain protective mechanisms, not that they're better or worse, but they're glorified by society. And I think sometimes that's hard for people when they're like, yeah, but yours is like a good one. Like, I got a crappy one. You know what I mean? I have anxiety and I text people too often, or I'm hypervigilant. And so I just kind of want to point that out, that all of them are protective. And so sometimes it could be a little harder understanding how it's protecting you, but trust me, it is.
Yeah.
So if you're hearing this and you're like, okay, yeah, I wish I was an overachiever, that's not my issue.
Right.
Get it? But they're all self-protective and really valuable. It's just society, honestly, that's decided that this one, overworking and overachieving, is somehow better, where it's just as much trauma response as shutting down.